Welcome everyone to the streets of Long Beach. The championship rounds are well upon us. 2 races remain in the 2022-2023 ABN Super Sprint Championship. It's a battle in the jungle. The concrete jungle here on the coast, just south of Metro Los Angeles. Scenic Shoreline Drive is what we're seeing. Kai Dial, still learning that, but Kai Dial, 2 race wins in a row, leapfrogging himself into the top 10 in points. He's currently top of the board. Strix 9 Pulsatrix, Privateer entry, came into a amazing debut a week ago in Silverstone, driving that Ford GT. Currently sitting 6 fastest ahead of Lilac Zier, the other Ford in the field. There's 14 cars set so far to take part, with qualifying on the horizon. We're about 5 minutes away from qualifying beginning here in California. It's the California 1 hour-long race here at Long Beach. Is not easy, no matter if you're in an open wheel car or a GT car. You can hear the sounds of collisions off in the distance. Josh Gaiman looking for better than what we saw a week ago from him, failing to make the race finish in that BMW number 61. A new look for him. Open for some better success. Finished on the podium last night in the HTL Cup Series race at Road America. Looking for another podium here tonight, potentially. He's sitting 3rd in point in the timesheets right now, so it's not out of the range of possibility. Couple debuting drivers in this race, one of which being Judith Cooper. Getting out of the way, they're going into the final sector. Callie Bajent, also debuting for Team Watson Racing in that Raven West machine. So a couple debutantes in that regard. Christina Ryan, also in a Corvette this time around. After debuting in the season in a Ferrari, has moved to the Corvette, bringing Corvettes up, ranks up from 0 to 6 cars in the race this evening. Kai Dial is also in a Corvette, as is Emma Kruger and Lily Pelletier-Sharp. All 5 manufacturers represented by at least 1 car. Elias Flores, the only Ferrari representation in the field. Chase Wilson in the Porsche, excuse me, as well as Taylor Lane making his debut for Twisted Racing by IMB Racewear, and Eric Navarani, who has yet set a lap time in this session. Again, practice is concluding in under 3 minutes time. We'll show you just what's up here at Long Beach. We're going to zoom out here. Here's what's on the line. Welcome to the Long Beach Street Circuit, one of the most heralded races in the world. A phenomenal street circuit, the likes of which only really rivaled by that of Monaco and Macau. And there's nothing like it. It's been running since the 70s. It became a major part of the infrastructure and the economy here in Long Beach in the 80s, and it's been off the races ever since. Open wheel races has been its forte, but it also has been hosting IMSA events as of the last 10 years. It's become a staple for open wheel fans and sports car fans alike, and we get to see some of that here tonight. 71 degrees, the air temp, 51% humidity, partly cloudy, and a little bit windy here between the concrete walls and the buildings surrounding this just over 2-mile street circuit. It's undulating, it's hilly, it's got some banking to it across the front straightaway. You see there, as we look down Shoreline Drive in towards turn 1, there's pit exit, or pit lane as well. You see the palm trees and how scenic this track is. It's a majestic place to be. Here's what we see as we get ready to go here. Emma Kruger hits with 102 points going into tonight. 27 points on offer this race. 27 points on offer next week at Okayama to round out the season. The points gap has shrunk to 12 points. It is still very much anyone's game in really the top 6 in this conversation. Kai Dial, James Pierce, Eli Sasek, Josh Toothman, Alex Zier trying to chase down Emma Kruger. It's really kind of between Kruger and Zier, but Dial could really make a statement here tonight if he can get a 3rd win in a row. No one's done that yet in this competition. He is in line to potentially make that occur. Eli Sasek not present, Josh Toothman not present, James Pierce not present. Kruger sitting 4th in the timesheets at the moment. Lilac Zier sitting 8th in the timesheets. It's going to be a game of marginal points as practice comes to an end, but that is what is on offer as we get ready to go here in Long Beach. Almost game time. Qualifying about to begin. Qualifying has begun. So let's go at it. First car on track. Looks like it may be that of Eric Nabarani. Chase Wilson will roll out 2nd here. They are the first 2 to roll out, both Porsches to kick off the qualifying session. You see how tricky that pit exit will be. You have to get all the way to the edge of that blue line before going into turn 1. Olivia Hayward being the point statistician tonight, kind of laying it all out. Emma has to score Lilac by 15 points if she wants to score the championship tonight. Kai needs to hope that Kruger scores less than 6 points tonight. Kruger, for comparison, scored only 2 points at Silverstone a week ago. So it's possible. Chase Wilson will be the first driver, it looks like, to start a lap for that Twisted Racing by IMB Racewear machine. Kai Dial also needs to win. If that wasn't obvious enough, he's 53 points at the moment compared to the 102 points of Kruger. He has to win out to have a mathematic chance in this race. It is a tricky track, but a phenomenal location nonetheless to do battle. Requires precision and patience. Drivers have shown that they can lose that patience quickly throughout this season, and these cars have punished heavily. But it's been a phenomenal first season. We'll see who gets the advantage here. Taylor Lane has set the most purple sectors. Sector 1, Sector 2, Sector 4 has all been purple for Taylor Lane. Kruger just had a purple Sector 2, but the other 3 sectors belong to Twisted at the moment. As we look, there's Chase Wilson coming out of the hairpin, one of the tightest corners on the track. arguably you'd say the tightest corner in the calendar. 1:16.78. Taylor Lane following the 3:19 of Kai Dial. Taylor Lane goes faster, 1:16.63. Dial went third fastest. Christina Ryan fourth, Nabarani fifth. What you're seeing on the side of your screen where the lap time is, it's an interval. That is how far they are separated between each other. Christina Ryan 1.2 off of Dial. Nabarani a further 1.1 off of Christina Ryan. Strix 9 Pulsatrix coming across the line behind Judith Cooper. Cooper starting a lap. Pulsatrix finishing a lap. Pulsatrix sixth fastest, but not a blistering lap time. 16 seconds. I believe that might have been a pit out lap that just happened to cross the start finish line. Bajent goes fourth fastest. Pelletier Sharp will not be racing in tonight's event. Cooper trying to get out of the way of Pulsatrix there. Very difficult complex to try to do that in. Pulsatrix will have another lap to wind up here. Here's Kruger. New look, new car. Same battle. Tags the wall, that invalidates the lap time. Robinson goes 8th fastest. Gaiman went 4th fastest. We'll look at Elias Flores running a twisted Ferrari. James Pierce has made his presence known. He will take part in the race here at Long Beach. Pierce and Dial both have 2 wins apiece in this competition among the 8 races run so far. It's a race to the top between Dial and Pierce as to who's going to win here at Long Beach. Taylor Lane looking to also get into the winner's column on debut, like Dial did 2 weeks ago. Josh Gaiman looking for a race win. He's only got 1 in ABN competition, and that was the Open Medicine Foundation 500 at Michigan back in November. Chase Wilson podiumed last week. A little bit of a slide there for Flores. Gaiman went 2nd fastest, disrupting the Twisted Racing Party. Someone had to. Right now, Gaiman's doing it in that BMW M8. Brendan Roberts also making an appearance. Cars beginning to fill in here in the streets of Long Beach. It's a marquee track across the calendar, no matter what you're racing on it. And it's showing here tonight. Zier crosses the line for a lap. Was it a valid lap? It was, enough for 8th. Behind Zier on track, I believe that is Bajent in the Corvette. One of the twisted cars coming out of pit lane, I believe that is Chase Wilson. And then you'll have Judith Cooper. Judith Cooper in the Cyberpunk-inspired Porsche 911. Johnny Silverhand's Porsche-inspired livery on that car. Looks beautiful. Maybe Hayward in the live Twitch chat. Going through all the points permutations with Pierce now present. Pierce is also in the mix. A win keeps him in as long as Kruger scores less than 7 points. And yes, I am a Cyberpunk nerd. I ran an Arasaka Corvette for the first half of the season. Absolutely. This is the racing equivalent of playing to the Tsar in Cards Against Humanity. There's Taylor Lane. Currently on pole position, a 1:16.610. Not going to get better that time. 24 milliseconds separates the top two between Lane and Gaiman. Gaiman has been on one so far in qualifying. Lets it hang out a little bit through turn one. Going through the fountain. He's going to back it up. That's going to make it tight. He's going to immediately just tow out of the way. Kai Dial goes top of the board. 1:16.199. That is a 4/10 buffer between Dial and Taylor Lane. Chase Wilson in front of what I believe is James Pierce. It is James Pierce. Pearson the silver in black as Wilson goes for a little slide. Pierce with a good recovery. That's Dial in front of him. No, it's Christina Ryan, excuse me. Christina Ryan. Not the same shade or texture of yellow on that number 80 machine compared to that of Dial. Christina sitting 6th fastest behind Bajent and ahead of Flores. Pulsatrix up to P8. Also coming through the corner. We're going to pull up the track map here, and you're going to see it's by numbers mostly. Pulsatrix in the 59 will run off into the runoff area, and we'll try to back it up here. There's Dial. Not a better lap time that time around, but I believe that was an outlap as well. Still a tough battle here. We'll pull up the total gap from the race, from the current qualifying leader. Dial has to reset, but that is the gap to the race leader, and that is not the most convenient backdrop for the white numbers. But that's a look at it. 1:16.199 for Dial, Lane in second, Gaiman third. Then it's Wilson, Bajent, Ryan. Navarani goes up to 7th fastest ahead of Flores and Pulsatrix, with Zier rounding out the top 10. Both Fords currently occupy the top 10, but 5 drivers have yet to set lap time. Feltier Sharp withdrawing from the session. Kruger has yet to set a lap time. Pierce yet to set a lap time, as well as the newcoming Roberts and Saucier. Qualifying so fun. Doesn't matter what it is. Qualifying is a blast. Hang it all out, see what you got. Pierce on a lap, coming down Shoreline Drive. Across the line, where does it put him? Looks like a valid lap time. It wasn't. It wasn't a valid lap time. Galen following up behind Flores. How much did Flores hold him up? Did Flores hold him up? Down Shoreline Drive across the line. Wasn't a better lap time. For everyone tuning in, we appreciate you spending your Tuesday evening with us here on ABN. Our week's getting increasingly busier. Super Sprint last 2 weeks. Coming up tonight and next week at Okayama. We have the ABN Hyper Formula Championship tomorrow night from the Red Bull Ring for the Austrian Grand Prix. And then the ABN Champ Car Preseason Challenge. I'll be on track. Christina Ryan and Strix9 Pulsatrix will be in the booth for that race at WeatherTech Raceway Laguna Seca. Try saying that 3 times fast. I can't even say it once. But Laguna Seca Thursday night. Beginning in February, we'll be broadcasting Thursdays. We'll be broadcasting essentially every day of the week. So, look forward to that. But Gaiman right now coming out of pit lane. James Pierce goes 5th fastest. That puts him row 3. Bajent 6th. Ryan 7th. Nabarani in 8th. Mike Robinson, 12th fast, still in pit lane. Judith Cooper on track, coming out of pit lane. See where that cone is. Cooper overrunning just a little bit. Roberts across the line, and the Kaspersky Ferrari 488. Was it a good lap time? It was not a good lap time, and he's already invalidated it. It looks like he's already pancaked the wall on that right side. Kruger's yet to set a lap time. This is concerning for Kruger. Has yet to set a solid lap time here. Kruger could easily make this a two-horse fight going to Okayama, but she has to qualify here. Otherwise, it gets very, very, very difficult. Kruger's lap. There we go. 5th fastest for Kruger. That's the lap time we were waiting for. Ooh, and a hard contact there for Kruger. Not going to feel well as they approach the fountain. Pierce coming away from the fountain towards test sector 2 here. Pierce getting out of the way. That was Christina Ryan that was following. Christina Ryan's a pole sitter here at Long Beach, the Champ Car World Series race in 2022. So she knows what success looks like here in Long Beach. That is Dial that had ran wide, getting out of the way as soon as possible. Really good rejoin there by Dial. People cheering on for Nabarani. Nabarani currently sits in the top 10. That is encouraging stuff for fans of Nabarani. Nabarani's not had the best luck in this season, but beginning to turn around as part of the Twisted Racing Academy. Christina Ryan down in 11th place with less than 5 minutes left in qualifying. Bajent, Ryan, and Zier have all dropped down the order. Polstrix has stayed in 8th fastest. You see the gaps. We're going to go back to the intervals between each driver here. Make it a little bit easier to figure out who's close to who. And you see outside of the 4/10 gap between Dial and Lane, it is relatively close. You look down the order, you look at Robinson and Cooper, they're hanging back there a little bit, but they're largely just kind of learning as they go. So to be where they are right now, Bryn Roberts slots in right between them in 14th. Saucier has yet to set a lap time. Peltier Sharp withdrawing from this race will not score. Dial in pit lane, making one last adjustment, trying to secure that pole position. Taylor Lane looking at him in 2nd place, trying to make something happen in the number 132 for Twisted Racing. Completing lap 10 in qualifying. Only Christina Ryan's run more laps. Christina's on lap 12. And Christina's looking for a little bit more. Taylor Lane not likely to improve here. And that's contact. Bajent, Ryan, and that was Taylor Lane involved. And Taylor Lane knows that he's got no chance here, so he's going to come to a stop as Navarani and Zier go by. Zier 12th, Navarani 9th. You see a smoke cloud. Someone else came to a stop in this section of the track. Again, welcome to the Super Sprint Championship, race 9 of 10. Cooper's gained time. Set her personal best to 120.6. Watching Zier complete a lap. For everyone tuning in, we appreciate you spending your Tuesday evening with us here on ABN. Coming to the last 2 minutes of qualifying and then a 60-minute race. I'm excited. I hope you are as well. It's been entertaining thus far. It's going to be entertaining. Long Beach doesn't disappoint. It's a crown jewel. It's a staple of road racing. Zier's still 12th fastest. Looking a little bit down the order. Well, qualifying mode. Roberts will be the next to cross the line. Taylor Lane behind him. We'll see Chase Wilson there as well. And then Judith Cooper tagged the wall on the exit of the hairpin. Bren Roberts, did he improve his lap time? He does by 1 position over Mike Robinson. Taylor Lane and then Chase Wilson, 2nd and 4th for them respectively. Pierce crossed the line ahead of Bajent. Bajent on a time lap now, same with James Pierce. Dial out of the hairpin. We'll see if he improves his lap to make it even more challenging for pole position. Christina Ryan looking to get into the top 10, currently sitting outside of it. Less than a minute left in regulation here in qualifying. 1:18.081. Not enough. One more lap for Ryan as well as for Zier. Kruger next up through the hairpin will go wide, setting up this approach for one more lap. Nabarani follows suit. Less than 20 seconds left. Taylor Lane across the line. Was it enough for pole? It was not. Chase Wilson overtakes him for the front row. Good lap by Wilson. Gaiman crossed the line. Pierce will be the first one to take the checkered flag. Pierce 6th fastest. Bajent crosses the line. Didn't improve. Christina Ryan up next. This is where Christina's at, and it's not looking great for Christina Ryan. Not a personal best, and the lap's thrown away. And Zier's going to come around. Zier got thrown off by Christina Ryan taking the shortcut to pit lane. So this may not matter too awful much for Zier, who sits 12th fastest. It didn't look like it mattered that much to begin with. 3 seconds off for Zier. Kruger, one more go, trying to break through into the front 2 rows. Does she improve? Looking for something, anything. It was better, but not good enough. 300ths away from Josh Gaiman in 4th place. Appreciate you for the sub. Robin Summer, Trans Taco. With the sub, we appreciate the support. This qualifying concludes here. Pretty sure this lap time does not matter at all. Indeed, it didn't matter. Alrighty, here we go. Let's look at the starting grid here as we get ready. It's Kai Dial and Chase Wilson front row for Twisted Racing by IMB Racewear. Taylor Lane made it a 1-2-3 for his debut. He'll be alongside Josh Gaiman in 4th place. Emma Kruger in 5th, James Pearson 6th. This is going to be an interesting row 3. Strix 9 Bolstrix will be alongside Elias Flores in row number 4. There's a stat grid here. Eric Nabarani in P9 ahead of Callie Bajent. Looking down the order, Christina Ryan, Lilac Zier in row 6. Row 7, Bren Roberts and Judith Cooper. They'll make up row number 7. Row 8, Judith Cooper. The last set of lap time, Bryce Saucier will also sit, will essentially occupy the 16th position on the grid. 60-minute race about to come up. FIFA Hearts, we appreciate you subbing with Prime. Again, the support greatly appreciated. Thank you, everyone, for spending your Tuesday evening with us here on ABN. I'm Carmen Hardy. It's about to get a lot of fun. Everyone knows what this track is and what this race means to some drivers. Everyone knows the complexities and the difficulties to a street circuit like Long Beach. But understanding and respecting it, two different things. We're going to find out who has the most respect for it and who will survive the strongest here tonight at the end of this 60-minute race. It's Dial, Wilson, Lane, Gaiman. It's a short run under the safety car, short formation lap. Drivers have to be calm and patient going through the hairpin, and especially calm and calculated through turn 1 all the way through the fountain section. Everyone's got to accept that they have to be in a certain situation. Lilac Zero will start from pit lane. Not a bad move, I might add. And you saw the leaders, they immediately broke off single file. They knew they had the ability to kind of determine how they wanted to go through this part of the track. It's single file, and that's why and the race start's been canceled for obvious reason. It was Taylor Lane that got turned. It was Taylor Lane that got turned. I believe it might have been by Josh Gaiman, I think. About to figure it out. A lot of cars came to a stop. Here's what happened. We'll go back to it. Actually, no, it would have been Gaiman. It would have been Josh Gaiman, the BMW. And it blocked the entire track. So the race has been put on hold. Formation lap ongoing. Single file. At least for right now. It will be a double file start. Since the green flag did not come out, it will be a green flag start. See, Dial and Wilson had the smart idea, and so did Taylor Lane. It just, everyone trying to hold too wide going through the hairpin. It doesn't work for a reason. You don't double up until out of the corner. A lot of cars single file this time as we roll into the last sector of the lap. Lilacs, you're still sitting in pit lane. The race has not officially started. Timer has not immediately ticked over to 60 minutes. It's on the green flag. And here's the issue we got now. Everyone doubling up. And I believe the issue... There may be an issue with it being a delayed start. Wait and see here. Again, you look at the timer, top left of your screen, 60 minutes has not appeared. Which means that the race timer has not yet begun. Everyone's doubling up here, so I believe that they're hearing the signal that we are ready to go. You see Dial trying to warm up tires here. We'll see if the pace car comes in this time. Pace car does roll in. So here we go. It's going to be on the green flag. We are about to go racing finally at Long Beach. After a couple of long laps, here we go. Everyone, there's a couple 3 wide positions here. Everyone calm and collected through turn 1. Can you keep it that way through the fountain? Looking down the order, that's Robinson behind Roberts. That's Trouble, that's Pulsatrix around, holding it steady. But now able to roll. Everyone navigated traffic early. Oh, trouble for... that is Wilson. And that's Pierce involved as well. Kruger also spun around. So while Pierce is in trouble, not as much trouble as Kruger, there is Lilac Zier who's going to end up getting back on the lead lap. It's got her scored wrong because we ran 2 laps under formation. When she crosses the line, we'll be fine. Dial Gaiman, front of the field. Then it's Flores who just tagged the wall. Then Christina Ryan's up to 4th. Nabarani 5th. Bajent 6th. Roberts, Robinson, Pierce, Cooper, Wilson round out the top 10. Cooper battling for the top 10 with Wilson. Judith doing a good job surviving the opening melee, up 4 spots from where she started. Saucier in 12th. Pulsatrix down in 13th, but surviving a little bit of damage on that 4GT. Kruger in 14th. A lot of work to do. Zier in 15th now on the same lap. Dial still leading. Gaiman still in pursuit. Flores tagged the wall and the hairpin on the first lap. They survived the opening corners. Pulsatrix spun out of the fountain section. Wilson, Pierce, and Kruger all spun through turn 6. Wilson actually nosed it into the wall. Pierce nosed it into Wilson, and Kruger spun around trying to avoid it. Battle for third between Flores and Ryan. Ferrari and Corvette. Flores using as much track as possible. Almost tagged the concrete again. Pierce trying to get around Bajent further back. That's for 6th. Nabarani sitting in 5th, doing a good job so far, looking for his best result. Kruger needs to get up to 7th place, otherwise this could be a 3 or potentially a 4-way fight going into Japan. Bajent holds on to 6th place, but it's a fierce battle between Bajent and Pierce. Bajent defending like she can. Very defensive driving. We've seen this before. We saw it in Champ Car at Homestead. And we're seeing it here. And unlike at Homestead, it is a lot harder to pass here. Dial under pressure from Gaiman. Flores under pressure from Ryan. Navarani sitting steady in 5th. A little bit of a slide there for Brendan Roberts, sitting in 8th place ahead of Chase Wilson and Mike Robinson. Dial, right now, it's looking good for a potential 3rd win in a row for Dial. Trouble in the hairpin. That's Wilson, Robinson, and Roberts that were all involved. Wilson was in the wall and now having to defend from Bolstrix for the final point spot. Saussures had an issue that is in the hairpin. Wilson under threat from Pulsatrix and Kruger behind. Kruger's up to 12th, but still out of the points. She needs 7th or better. So far, the only car of this race is Taylor Lane, who got taken out on the formation lap in the hairpin. Only retirement so far. Pelletier Sharp, a withdrawal, but that was an early withdrawal. That wasn't anything to do with the race. Wilson trying to attack Mike Robinson. It's Twisted Racing versus Agent Inc. Robinson with the move to the inside. Wilson goes to the outside and clears. And now they got to get through Brendan Roberts. Brendan Roberts holding everybody up. Kruger in 12th. Kind of happy that Brendan Roberts is where he is. Oh, that's not going to help, though. Everyone checks up in the hairpin. Thanks to Robinson. Well, actually, thanks to Roberts. It was line astern. The all-in game and have an 11-second gap to Christina Ryan. Christina Ryan up to 3rd has passed Flores. Pearson 5th has gotten around Bajent, who has dropped behind Navarani. Roberts sits in 8th. This is the next tangent of cars. We're 6 minutes in. Pulstrix into the top 10. Wilson in pursuit as well. That is Robinson that fell down to 11. Ooh, hard trouble! Oh, and Kruger nails Roberts. Roberts sitting stationary, trying to roll back. Roberts in significant trouble, still sitting out of turn 7. Begins rolling, but that Ferrari is all kinds of twisted. There's the all. Gaiman still in pursuit. Christina Ryan still in 3rd. Flores and Pierce still battling it out for 4th place. Roberts has made it to pit lane safely, thankfully. Kruger, a lot of front. There's no front plate. There's no front hood cover for Kruger. Kruger has to be suffering some sort of ailment in that Corvette. Behind Mike Robinson and outside the points. Points are going to be slim and hard to find once again. This is going to put Kruger in a must-win position at Okayama. There's Wilson. Polstrix in 9th place, the leading Ford in the field. Battle for 4th place between Pierce and Flores. Flores getting pulled away from by Pierce. Pierce holds on to 4th place, and now he sets his sights on Christina Ryan, who have had a rivalry with each other for the better part of a year. Nabarani holding on to 6th place from Bajent. Wilson in 7th, or Wilson in 8th, excuse me. Polstrix 9th. Hanging on to Wilson. A little bit of a spirit booster there for Polstrix, who's not in a 100% car. Kruger trying to attack Mike Robinson. Robinson racing defensively, but holding on to that spot at the moment. Roberts still in pit lane. Race almost certainly over for Roberts here. The all still leading by 6/10 over Gaiman. Nabarani with a bit of a slip and slide. And he's going to block Wilson here. Terrible line through the hairpin because he lost it approaching. Nabarani just trying to get out of Chase Wilson's way. For Bajent, that is a lot of that is the easiest thing you can do. Fastest lap time right now belongs to Gaiman. For those wondering where the extra bonus point currently lies, it lies not with Dial, but with Gaiman. That's the gap from the race leader. Dial in control and beginning to pull away from Gaiman by just a little bit. Christina Ryan still sits 3rd, and then it's Pierce. "11 minutes in, here at Long Beach, 3 cars out of this race. Robert Saucier lane. "13 cars remain. This is the battle for 8th place between Nabarani and Pulsatrix now. Kruger's gotten up into the points, just barely. But that Corvette is wounded and ailing significantly. Battle for the lead has closed between Dial and Gaiman. Christina Ryan slowing on third place over James Pierce, but it is a closing gap. As is the gap between Bajan, who's tagged the wall, and Chase Wilson, who has also tagged the wall. Pulstrick gets around Nabarani. And here's how it looked. In turn one, as smooth as you can get it. So Pulstrix leads. I say Pulstrix leads. Pulstrix leads Nabarani for 8th place. Let me correct myself on that one. The All still holds on to the race lead here. Bajent got passed by Wilson. So a lot of action still going on as we approach the 15-minute point. You got Dial, Gaiman, Ryan, Pierce, Flores top 5, Wilson, Bajent 6th and 7th, Pulstrix 8th, Nabarani 9th, Kruger and a lowly 10th. 13 cars still rolling. On board with James Pierce. Pierce in pursuit of Christina Ryan. Approaching the 1/3 mark on board with Christina Ryan. Christina Ryan's last lap was her best lap. Same with Chase Wilson. There's Pulsatrix sitting in the 8th spot. Another 4 points currently in the bag for Pulsatrix. There's Nabarani in 9th. As we are having an issue with our overlay. Nice. Still a close fight for the race lead between Dial and Gaiman. Ryan still sitting on to the 3rd position at the moment. Bajent seems to have had a slight issue. Indeed, Bajent has had a slight issue, and that's being behind Elias Flores. And you see the damage to that number 114 machine going through the hairpin. Flores overran it. Bajent cut it short. Flores had the run out of the corner, though. Bajent's going to try to send it here. Going into turn 1. Not really much of a send, so much as a crawl through. Flores had to let it go. So Bajent up to 6th again. Kruger onto the rear end of Eric Nabarani. Ooh, Kruger getting a little bit too spicy with the curbing. There's Kruger chasing down Nabarani. This is the battle between Nabarani and Kruger. Again, this is for 9th place. Every point matters at this point in the competition, knowing Zier sits 12th and out of the points. Into the hairpin, Nabarani cuts it short. Kruger tries the over-under. Gets a good run. Is it enough to keep hold of Nabarani? Nabarani's car looks a lot cleaner. And he's got more top end. Down Lakeshore Drive. Kruger has the advantage going through the twisting sectors, but can't keep that advantage going into the braking zones where you need to make those passes happen. That's why she's being unorthodox, trying to find new ways to pass Nabarani here. Because she can't pass via traditional means. So Nabarani has finally given up the spot to Kruger. Pulsatrix several seconds up the road. Dial still had a game in, but not by much. There's Cooper in the foreground. Minding her business in 13th spot. Robinson 16.5 seconds ahead. Looks like that time shrunk there a little bit in the hairpin. Dial looking at it. Defending on the inside lane there from Gaiman. Gaiman has been faster, has the fastest lap of the race. These two have been on a mission. They've been on their own. Battle for third between Ryan and Pierce. And there's another battle here between Bajan and Flores. Flores going to send it in the inside of turn one. Flores may overshoot turn one. Keeps it planted. Well done. Pass done for 6th place between Flores and Bajan. Pulsatrix not too far behind. Pulsatrix went wide, letting the leaders go by. Because there's Dial and Gaiman. Gaiman too far back this time to make a send into turn one. Christina Ryan still ahead of James Pierce. 3rd place for Ryan. There's Flores and Bajan. There's Pulsatrix in this mix as well. Make that 3 cars in the mix. Bajan behind Flores still. Bajan not close enough to try to send it in the turn one. But definitely going to make Flores think about it. Again, here's your race leader, Kai Dial, who has had a mistake from Josh Gaiman. Give him some really good real estate. Gaiman finally had an error, and he slipped, now 6.5 seconds back. There's Flores. Behind him is Bajan. Behind Bajan is Pulsatrix. And then there's Kruger in the wings, wanting to get into 7th place to eliminate both Dial and Pierce from the championship conversation. But a lot of race left. We're not even halfway. Here's what happened to Josh Gaiman. And a little aggressive in the curbing there. Oh, this could be rough. Oh, really hard slide. Kept it off the wall, thankfully. But had to wait for Cooper to go by it before he could get rolling again. Just a wheel hop on the rear tires. All it takes. Cooper wide again, I believe. And that is wide in Sector 4. Gaiman in pit lane. Gaiman's in pit lane early. Dial now has a 17-second lead over Christina Ryan, who has moved into 2nd place. Still battling with her champ car nemesis from 2022, James Pierce. Josh Gaiman saying he got a multi-minute meatball flag from the spin in turn 6. That is insanity. We didn't even believe Gaiman hit the wall, but apparently something broke on that BMW because Gaiman's race is effectively over at this stage. It could have been hitting the curbs. Yeah, it could have been. Still, this battle for second rages on between Ryan and Pierce. 9 Champ Car wins between them in 2022. Pierce knows what it's like being behind Ryan in this situation. And Ryan's not making it easy. Wilson's a further 11 seconds away. Pulsatrix gets around Bajan into turn 1. Bajan drops another spot down to 7th. Kruger's in 8th ahead of Navarani and Zier's in the top 10 now. You see how much everyone's just tagging the wall going through this section. One of the tightest sections on the track as far as width. Emma's in the battle. 7th place is what she needs. Bajan's not going to make it easy. She hasn't made it easy on anybody so far this race. Kruger's going to have to earn it. Pulsatrix earned it. Flores earned it. Wilson earned it. Kruger's going to push like no other. Christina's pulled a second on Pierce. Kruger is in 8th place. 4 points at the moment. Again, Josh Gaiman has the fastest lap. That point currently belongs to him. And the longer this race runs... Kai has had a slight issue. Yes, he has. Gap is down to under 10. And here's why. This is going into turn 1, down Lakeshore Drive. And, ooh. Tags the wall, too. Just runs straight into the wall. We'll see if it affects Dial at all. Ryan and Pierce still battling for second place. Pulsatrix trying to get into the top 5. Pulsatrix right on the heels of Flores, looks to the outside. Down the main straightaway, through Lakeshore Drive, approaching turn 1. Pulsatrix may have him cleared, entering turn 1. She does. Pulsatrix. Oh, and Pulsatrix tags the wall. And has to get the position right back. That cannot make that car feel any better. Flores hits it on the apex. And all 4 cars still stuck together. Robinson's in pit lane. Four-car fight for the top 5. Potentially monumental. Pulsatrix, you see how wounded the front of that Ford GT is. You see how wounded Flores' Ferrari is and how wounded Bajan and Kruger are. It's insanity. "33 minutes in! Watch out! Flores and Pulsatrix side by side. Flores may have gotten a slowdown for crossing into the pit exit line. You can't do that without giving up time. Flores may have to do that, and he's in front of Bajan and Kruger. He's got to figure out a way to serve that slowdown if he's got it. Polstrik's top 5. We're in the halfway, but we're in the second half. Flores looks like he may not have had a slowdown. He may have got very lucky with that. Typically, you don't get that fortunate. But Flores now defending like his life depends on it because Bajan and Kruger smell blood. Kruger still trying to get around Bajan. It's so difficult. There's Navarani still well off here. Mike Robinson's the car that's behind this. Kruger thought about trying to send it into the inside of the hairpin. Ended up not being able to. Pushes Bajan through the hairpin. This is insanity. Reminds me of the Champ Car race at Charlotte, where we had a 4-car battle for 7th. Phenomenal job. Kruger tries to send it on Bajan. Bajan sends it on Flores. And Bajan makes it stick. Bajan up to 6th. Flores in 7th. Kruger's going to try to send it through turn 5. Woo! Close. Didn't end up thinking better about it. The gap is down to 6 seconds. There may have been another issue from Kai. There was another issue from Kai, but we can't look at it right now. Kruger sending it to the inside. Turn 7. Flores runs wide. Kruger will take 7th place. Magic number. Now by Kruger, and she hits the wall! Kruger's tagged the wall again. Flores still able to battle back. These cars are wounded, but still fighting. Wow. Bajan kind of like starts. Flores just missed the hairpin exit completely. Wow. Okay. So Flores now 8th behind Kruger, who's got the magic number. Bajan 6th. Polstrik's 5th. Polstrik's in that fighting had the ability to pull away. Has pulled a 3.3 second gap on Bajan. Right now, things are looking good. Lilac in 9th place had Navarani. Navarani had a pit stop. Dial 7.4 ahead of Christina Ryan, still battling with James Pierce. We are 36 minutes into an hour-long race. Why does it feel like it's been 3 hours? Battle for 2nd place. Now the closest battle on track. Mid-pack insanity now out of the way for a moment. Chase Wilson sits 12 seconds back. He is not gaining on this battle at all. Pierce sitting behind Christina Ryan, trying to add pressure. Pierce trying to throw as much pressure as he can onto Christina, trying to force a mistake from the national champion. Looks to the outside. Christina hopped the curving there. I suppose she's been getting into the inside wall there in the hairpin. Down Lakeshore Drive. Christina Ryan holding on to 2nd place at the moment. It's been a wild race. Kruger's had another issue. Back down to 8th. We'll take a look at what happened. Oh, this could be interesting. This is Flores getting around Kruger. This is Kruger just running wide. Oh, no. And it's not even close right now. An insane race so far here at Long Beach. Almost 40 minutes in. 2/3 of the way through by the time they finish this lap. We'll pull up the track map once again. Pulsatrix, the leading AM registered driver, is sitting in the 5th position. What a race for Strix 9 Pulsatrix. That is a car that was in the wall. We're not sure who that was. Judith Cooper, who was getting out of the way for 2nd and 3rd place. Again, there's championship implications to this. Emma right now sits 8th with Dial in the race lead. As it currently sits, Pierce on the outside going into turn 1. Can he make it stick? Tags the wall a little bit, still side by side. Christina Ryan gives it up in the fountain. Wow. As it currently sits, Kruger's in 8th place. She cannot eliminate Dial from the championship conversation. She can eliminate Pierce, but not Dial. Now Christina's on the attack. Can she hold on to Pierce there and try to make another chance for 2nd place again? The gap, 7 seconds between Dial and Pierce. Dial leads, but a little over 7 seconds. Oh, Pierce messed up! Pierce messed up turn 1. Ryan back to the 2nd place. Christina back to P2. The fight continues. Pierce had 2nd, and it seemed like he was getting ready to walk away with it, but a mistake in turn 1 has thrown it right back in to Christina's favor. Bajan pits. Bajan's in pit lane. Drivers have made pit stops so far in this race. Bajan, Navarani in pit lane notably. Robinson made a pit stop but has crashed out since. Absolute insanity here. Battling for 2nd place. Kruger's back up to 7th. Bajan pit. That's the reason why. So if Bajan and Navarani are any indication, there are pit stops set to come into this race. That is the belief. Bajan didn't have a reason to pit. That was a battle for 6th and a battle for 2nd going on right now on track. These are the closest battles we have. As you can tell, they're the marked intervals that are colored. There's Judith Cooper, who's going to probably let these two by again. Cooper's made a pit stop. We're coming to the last 15 minutes of this race. It's been insane from start to finish. Cooper moved out of the way. Did a phenomenal job. Christina's in! Christina's in pit lane! Pierce stays out. The pressure's on. Ryan's in. So there's the pit stops everyone was looking for. Dial can save fuel. He had a massive gap when Gaiman spun. So Dial could have saved more than Pierce. Pierce had to push. Christina coming out of pit lane will fall to 4th behind Wilson. It's a twisted 1-2-3, but for how long? With 15 minutes left to play. Pulsatrix has gotten ahead of Christina Ryan. Pulsatrix P4. And Pulsatrix once again in the wall. Christina comes out of pit lane. Fruger's ahead of Flores. So Christina's pit, she's down to 5th. Strix and Pulsatrix in 4th. Then it's Wilson, Pearson, Dial going up the order to the race lead. We're looking at Pierce in 2nd place. We know pit stop should be incoming. If there's the understanding that you cannot make it on fuel, something's got to give. What a race this has been. For those that are tuning in, we appreciate you spending your evening with us here on ABN. For what it's worth, Christina took a fuel stop. It was a pure fuel stop. 13 seconds in the pit box. This has been a crazy race. Dial still holding station in the race lead, but the gap is beginning to come down a little bit. Strix and Pulsatrix still sitting in 4th place. We'll see what Christina's laps are here. It's been a phenomenal race so far. It's begun to calm down, finally. Christina's lap, 1:18.1. Her fastest is a 1:17.7. It's on par with where everyone's at right now. Pierce is in the 1:17.9s. Dial's in the 1:18s. Wilson's in the 1:18s. Strix is in the 1:18s. So, still relatively on pace here compared to everyone else. We're gonna find out quickly. Who's got what? It's a slow pit lane, too. Dial leads. The gap is staying steady at 9 seconds. There is James Pierce in second place. Winningest driver in ABN so far, 8 wins across Champ Car in Super Sprint competition. Polstrix is in. There's the fuel stop we thought Polstrix was going to have. When does Kruger come in? When does Flores come in? Zier not having to do those formation laps may be safe. But we're not sure. 10 minutes left to play. More than 5 laps to go. It's going to have to be a splash if there is anything to play. Otherwise, Polstrix may have... Nope, Polstrix also fuel only. Dial trying to take it easy. Pierce pushing like his life depends on it. 17.67, his personal best. He is flying right now. Trying to close the gap. But it's not enough compared to his teammate Dial. What a race. Less than 10 minutes left to go. Dial leads by still 9 seconds. There's Pierce in second place. Chase Wilson in third. It's a distant third. Christina Ryan in fourth by 30 seconds. They have Kruger in fifth. Kruger has a chance to be into the top 4. Kruger is trying so hard to hang on to this because if she can stay within this position, that eliminates both Dial and Pierce, and it doesn't matter who wins. But it's all about being able to make it to the end of this race, and now these last 10 minutes feel like an eternity, especially if you're in the cockpit. Christina Ryan, purple sector 3. Looking really good right now in the number 80. Rolling through into the chicane. That's now Nabarani in front. Nabarani not on the lead lap here. Nabarani also a driver to pit. Coming to 8 minutes to go. Completely different race than what we thought we were going to see tonight. Drivers trying to make the impossible possible. Can you stretch the field enough? Can you make it happen? Christina almost lost it there. She is on the ragged edge. 7 minutes and change to go. Through the hairpin. Dial going to the last sector here. Still holds on to the race lead. And the gap is expanded. Pierce has had some sort of issue. It's now 10.5 seconds. It was less than 9. So So Pierce has had some sort of issue here. It's all on Dial, but right now it may not matter. Dial doing a phenomenal job so far. Wilson in third, Ryan in fourth, Kruger in fifth, then it's Flores and Zier. Zier, the last car on the lead lap. There's Zier in the Prismatic Motorsports 4 GT. Trying to stay on the lead lap, scoring right now would be a very precious 6 points. Christina Ryan, personal best lap, 1:17.6. There's the understanding that the leaders are trying to save fuel to make it to the end. Pace has dropped off. Pierce is in the 1:19s. There has been an issue for Kai. There's been an issue for Kai and an issue for James Pierce as well. Both of them have been very, very slow. Both of them have been very, very slow. All three of the Twisted drivers had an issue on that lap. They are struggling to make it to the end. They are struggling massively. Nobody's happy right now with how this car feels. 124s and 119s. They all definitely had an issue. That was Pierce flashing to his teammate Dial. And again, they can't really share that much information. Dial's in a Corvette this race. Pierce and Wilson are in Porsches. Dial's in the Corvette. Pierce is flashing like some sort of communication there between either Pierce and Dial, or Pierce is trying to indicate to us something. We'll see what happens. Seems very odd for all three of them to make a mistake in the same lap. That's kind of what's happened. Obviously, they're trying to recover from this. Wilson had the least of the mistake of the three. Again, we're in the final minutes of this race, within the last 5 minutes. We're coming to 3 minutes to go here in about 20 seconds. You see how much people have been tagging the walls, too. It's been very eccentric as far as how wide people have been trying to take it. Obviously, these GT cars are forgiving to an extent. There's a degree that you can kind of bend and not break that you don't see in Champ Car competition. Pace has slowed down dramatically. There's Chase Wilson in third, Christina Ryan in fourth. Has closed the gap some, but not enough. We believe we're coming to about... I believe we're on 2 laps to go here. No, it might be 3 to go. 3 to go. My bad. 3 to go. Dial leads by about 3 seconds over Pierce. Wilson's turned up the pace again. 1:17.7 for Wilson, trying to really just stay stable and steady at this point. That's Cooper, who's tagged the wall a little bit. And Cooper's going to stay out of the way of the race leaders. Dial flashing a little bit of his appreciation. Cooper's going to keep it rolling here. For someone who jumped in last second, Cooper's done a phenomenal job in this race. Props to her, 11th place, almost in the points. Nothing short of fantastic to see Cooper still pushing through this race. Phenomenal effort. We're coming to the white flag lap. Dial still slower than Pierce. Dial struggling more than Pierce. White flag in the air. 1 lap to go at Long Beach. And you can hear it. You can hear that engine's in lower range. Dial's trying to save enough. He's losing time significantly. He's lost a second in the first sector alone. Have they maximized the fuel efficiency to a dot? 3 seconds still. Pierre struggling still. As it stands, it will not matter championship-wise. Kruger will eliminate both of them. But Dial's going for 3 in a row. 2 in a Porsche. He's leading right now in a Corvette with a few corners to go. Pierce had an issue. He's 4 seconds back now. The ebb and flow of this track, the ebb and flow of this race, somehow, someway, stayed in Dial's favor. Out of the final corner. Kai Dial comes down Lakeshore Drive. Pierce spins. Dial wins, and out of fuel for Dial. Pierce trying to get back around. Wilson right on his tail. Right on board. Dial's very low on fuel. He is lingering around. It's a twisted 1-2-3, but not in the straightforward fashion that we saw at Silverstone. Not even close to straightforward. Dial can't afford to do burnouts. Christina Ryan comes home in 4th place ahead of Emma Kruger. Kruger has made sure the championship battle comes down to 2. It's Kruger versus Zier at Okayama next week for the championship. We've only had 1 champion in ABN competition. That's Christina Ryan. You're looking at her center of your screen. Zier or Kruger will add that list. What a race. What a race. Obviously, we will hear from our podium finishers here in a second. That was not straightforward by any stretch of the imagination, but a phenomenal drive. And we'll talk about the points permutations here in a second. A lot of cars in pit lane. What a race. There's Kai. Car smoking in between the wall here. That's not the pit entry wall. Gaiman held on to the fastest lap. The fastest lap still remains with Josh Gaiman. Alrighty. Here we go. We'll look at the race results here. Race results. After race 9, it's Kai Dial winning over James Pierce and Chase Wilson. Christina Ryan finished 4th ahead of Emma Kruger. Elias Flores in 6th place. Lilac Zier sits in 7th, scoring some very valuable points. Trix9 Polstrix in 8th place. Another 4 points to her tally. Callie Bajent on debut scores points, 9th place, ahead of Eric Nabarani in 10th. A little bit further on down the road, Judith Cooper just outside the points there. Phenomenal effort for her on her debut. Very impressed with her effort and sticking with it. Mike Robinson in 12th place, then Josh Gaiman, Bren Roberts, Bryce Saucier, Lily Peltier-Sharp not taking part in the start of this race, and Taylor Lane failing to start the race after getting spun on the formation lap. And the points, here's how they look now. Actually, let's update it here, because that's not how they look right now. They look a little bit different. This is what they look like now. Emma Kruger scores 10 points tonight. It's 112 for Kruger, 96 for Zier. Dial, while another win, 3 wins in a row. Pierce sits 4th in points. Again, it's down to 2 for the championship for the first season of the Super Sprint Championship. Josh Truthman did not start this race, neither did Sasic or Tom Sears. Lee Overton didn't as well. So, it got very spaced out at the top. Phenomenal drive. Again, this is what it looks like here. This is the official results. Dial, Pierce, and Wilson, top 3. Christina Ryan, 4th. Emma Kruger, 5th. All right, time for podium interviews. Just kind of jumping into the interview room here. Kai, James, Chase, once again on the podium, 2nd week in a row. And this one was chaotic, to say the least. Kai, we'll start with you. That was a wild race. You had a lot of pressure, and then it went away. Kind of just walk us through your race here.
Yeah, it was good.
Obviously, 1, 2, 3 were twisted once again with Kai at the front of the field. Obviously, James, you had an amazing battle with Christina Ryan most of that race. Kind of just walk through your battle with Christina and how that all came to be, because Christina pit, and it kind of just opened the door. But how that battle was between you two almost the entire way. Just walk through that whole process, because this is a hard place to battle like that.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, I think interviews aren't on stream.
They are.
They are? Okay, awesome. Okay, cool. Awesome. But I was just... there was a lot of people.
Yes.
It was interesting. It was interesting. I will say that. I was pretty terrified considering I had my brake pedal fail during practice. So I was using the hand clutches on my wheel for that race. So that was terrifying to try and send it around. I did, around the outside or T1. I'm glad she was respectful and kind of left some room there because, man, I don't know if I had the talent with my fingers to actually pull out of that one if it was closer. But no, it was good. Fuel saved quite a bit and tried to basically during that battle save as much fuel as we could. And kind of make it then. But it was a good battle. Kind of turned it up for a couple laps and really let it at. And there's some good battles. It was just enjoyable.
It looked like a ton of fun here. Obviously, Chase, you had a bit of a rougher tale of it. Obviously, you ended up in the wall a couple times. Still made your way back into the podium spots. Your race, as up and down as it was, you were pretty mired with it. Walk through how it was on your end, because obviously Kai was able to kind of keep in the front and keep that clean air. James had his battle, but it was respectful. You were in the chaos. What was it like looking through your mirror and seeing all the chaos around you on those opening laps?
The start of the race was not great. First off, let me just thank Twisted Racing and IMB Raceware for helping us get out here and do races like this. I put it in the wall real early and had some aero damage, was losing time on the straights, which made getting past those cars that I, kind of Olayed past myself a little more difficult. There's some contact on my end a few times, just trying to follow through the corners and not really truly understanding where people's braking zones are. So obviously I'm going to apologize for that. Anyone that I believe one person spun off my nose, and that was completely unintentional. And then I just found myself on an island. So I bumped that fuel map up and tried my best to save. And luckily the race came to us at the end here.
Obviously, you look at this top three, you look at Kai's obviously 3 wins in a row. James has got 2 wins this season. There's a race left. Obviously, with Emma finishing 5th, it kind of throws both out of the championship. But now Twisted's run 5 of 9 races. Okayama's next week to end the season. And then we have a month before it starts up again. How do you finish out the season at Okayama and get ready for next season, now seeing how competitive this field has been, especially here when it got really intense, and going into next season? Just how do you obviously you plan on doing the same thing at Okayama, but how do you go about actually achieving that, knowing that we could see a max field?
I think we go into it with some practice. We can do some prep on this. Daytona kind of sapped us, so we didn't really have anything coming in except the laps we turned in practice and quali in the session. But we'll go in there because, want to keep that 100% streak right now of Twisted appearances, Twisted wins, because it's a pride of ourselves in that right now. Kai's done an absolute job, and I think we owe him quite a bit for that. He's absolutely put on a clinic in terms of driving, and I think he wants to keep his record so far of those wins and keep his streak going. So we're going to go in there with as much support as we can this time without having Daytona be on the lookout for this, and have Kai and all of us be a little bit more prepared, but look in there and try and do what we can do and get a little win.
Yeah, to build off of what James said, just a few more practice laps. Obviously, we don't have to navigate walls at Okayama, so that'll open the track up a little bit, and just try to keep it clean, work together, and try to bring home another 1, 2, 3.
All 3 of you did a phenomenal job tonight. Obviously, different levels of challenge tonight, whether you're trying to defend, trying to attack, or just surviving the melee around. All 3 of you, congratulations again on the 1, 2, 3. Kai on the race win. Again, it's 5 wins in this season, 5 of 9. It's absolutely phenomenal seeing what this team's done. Almost blocked down the team championship tonight as well. That is insane. Obviously, both a shout out to IMB Raceway. We'll work down the podium order here. We'll start with Kai. If there's anyone else you want to shout out other than Twisted and IMB, feel free to shout them out. Congrats on the race win.
First of all, I would just say thank you to Chase and James, my teammates. Dan couldn't be here tonight, but also I would just like to thank the team owner Harry for giving us this opportunity. But yeah, it was good.
James, anyone you want to say thank you to?
Absolutely, huge shout out to Harry. It's been supportive. Even today, I had good conversations with him, about some things looking forward on the team, and and driving style and how to drive. Especially this car. He's a legend in it. So I had to talk to him a bit today and see what I was doing wrong, because You know, I was not having a good day today, kind of sick. So he kind of showed the ropes around Long Beach today for me, which is, you know, weird to say. I love this track, but he taught me well today, and I'm glad I could put it out there. So thank him. He's an absolute legend. You know, he's my second dad. So.
Yeah. Once again, I'd like to thank my teammates, not only for this, but our beautiful Daytona win over the weekend. Thank you to everyone at Twisted, and I'm just looking forward to the next race to come and building on this momentum for next season.
Well, all three of you, again, congrats on the 1, 2, 3 second week in a row after Silverstone 1 week ago. Can't wait to see what you all pull up together in Okayama next week. But both of y'all enjoy, all three enjoy your podium, and we can't wait to see what you all pull up with.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
Appreciate it. See you guys next week.
That was the podium between Kai Dial, James Pierce, and Chase Wilson. Phenomenal effort by everyone here tonight. Crazy race, crazy situation here at Long Beach. But now it's 1 week to go. Phenomenal effort all around. And the championship finale is 1 week away. We don't want you to go anywhere. Tomorrow night, Hyper Formula from Red Bull Ring, and then Champ Car from Laguna Seca on Thursday. Rounds out a crazy week of activity here in late January. We encourage y'all to stick around. In a few minutes, we'll be rating Chrissy as she goes live on her channel. So stick around. We'll be rating her here very shortly. Enjoy some music. But until next time, stay safe, stay healthy, have some fun this week. We'll see you tomorrow at Red Bull Ring, and we'll see you Thursday at Laguna Seca. But until then, so long, everybody.